Yo, what's going on? Welcome to the very first episode of the Thomas Merch podcast. Um,
I thought
this
we were talking about Mighty Express.
Whoever
I
that
don't
is.
even
I had all
want to
my Bob the
like.
Builder toys out and ready to go. Oh no.
Anyhow, this is a new podcast that we're gonna be starting. Um, this was a thing like 5 years ago on someone else's channel, but I don't. Truthfully, I don't know what happened. I think it just kind of stopped. But we thought I was brainstorming and I thought, this is a fun idea. We should do it again. So, this is the Thomas Merch podcast. We'll be talking about all things nerdy and geeky related to Thomas Merch. Um, so, yeah, here with me today, I have Thomas Rainbow Fan, or Aaron. I've got Ethan, or Thomas and Friends Productions.
Hello.
Max Money 1516, and Dusty
What's up,
Marie
everybody?
53. So, our starting topic for today's podcast, we had a few options, but we decided to go with this is a video I was going to do, but I thought honestly I should use it for the podcast instead. We're going to talk about Thomas Merch that we did not know was a thing until a very long time. Like, this is a very individual experience type of thing. Like, each of us are going to talk about certain toys that for a long time we didn't know existed. Obviously, that's not going to be the only thing. We're going to branch out into other topics as the episode goes on. But that's going to be our starting topic. So, yeah, let's get into it.
I actually have a pretty good starting topic because it's kind of related to a fellow podcast member here. He offered to send me some items that I actually had no idea existed. Do you know what I'm about to send, Luke? I do. Okay.
I've never heard you talk
Can you
about
kind of
this.
describe for us what these are?
Well, I assume you're referring to the text stuff, right? Thomas Engine Collection series.
Nope.
What? No, the villain Ben.
Oh wait. Oh, Tsunagetti.
I know about Tex. What?
Okay,
Well,
Well,
no,
I
I also sold you tech stuff, and you didn't know what they were.
we're only like a minute in, and we're getting into these. I've never heard of these ranges.
Yeah,
Like I
I've
probably
never
had
seen it.
from.
Was that not the starting topic?
I think three of us all own Bill and Ben, and specifically this range, and then there's
That
Noah
is
and Aaron
true.
over here.
That is true.
Like, I'm very cool. I'm like
Send the
clueless
name
totally.
just so. Well, send the name of it in the group chat if you could.
Yeah, it's called Tsunagetti Collection.
You should probably spell it out for them.
I'm doing that right now.
I've definitely heard Luke mention this before, but like it was like an N1 era. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I've been after these for a long time because this is probably one of the most obscure ranges I've ever come across.
Was it
Hang
like
on.
it's like a what is it, Japanese? Or
This is Japanese. I believe it was made by Bandai, and I
Yeah,
think they were from the late '90s.
Yeah, I think. So basically, they kept trying to invent a mini Thomas line, and I think this was their first attempt. Then they made like a Gonpla kit building style that only got 6 engines. Then it became Thomas
that
Town,
the-
which was similar, and then finally they landed on Pocket Fantasy. And it was,
I feel like we just went through like a lot of things that people might not know about. Do you mind
Bandai made so many
oh,
ranges.
people definitely don't know about the Gonpla line. I should send that too.
Yeah.
I thought you were
that's a
gonna
good
say
idea.
it was common knowledge.
Despite
Wait.
owning these items, the extent of my knowledge about them goes to the name, and then that they made Bill and Ben. I don't know any of the other characters.
They did make a surprising amount of characters.
I actually have heard of Once in a Blue Moon. I think I've heard of Pocket Fantasy. Like
That's definitely the most, or I guess least niche of all
Yeah.
of these.
wait, so you said you're looking for are Bill and Ben like the rarest? Like, do you have the other ones?
No,
Or-
like we, Hazel, Ethan, and I all have
Bill and
Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, bro,
I don't
Those
think
are
they're
one of
specifically
the-
common. They're just ones we found.
Which
Yeah.
ones in particular like are common?
I don't think there is enough documentation on this range to give you that answer, to tell you
Yeah,
the
the
truth.
only
Yeah.
ones
Oh, we're
I can tell
niche.
you are just like there's about 10 or 12 items I've just never seen for sale.
Sorry, this is
Have you
taking
seen
me
everything
for-
else though?
Yeah, I have about 2/3 of the range now.
How many would you say there are in total?
If I had to
It's-
guess, probably around 30
characters, or
characters.
yeah, it's like everyone from seasons 1 through 4
4.
engine wise, except Smudger and Churro. Churro, that's not right. That's not right.
Well, I don't think
So
City.
yeah, they
City
made
of Pearl-
engines 1 through 11. They made Bill and Ben, Stepney and D261, Diesel, Boko, Daisy, Mavis, and then the first 7 narrow gauge engines.
Dude,
Well,
this is
Symbolic
gonna be like off topic already, but I realized this popped into my head this morning that like Mavis has not gotten a toy in like 12 years, like
Yes,
maybe
her
more.
last new toy was in 2013, and the last time that was re-released, I should rephrase that because like Bachman and Capsule still released theirs, but the last Mattel made Mavis toy was in 2013, and the last time it was on the market was 2014.
It's like the
That's the
Fisher
next-
Price Trackmaster was the last one, right? Or
No, actually, the Take and
Fisher
Play
Price
was.
Trackmaster, but Mattel made Mavis and Wooden Railway only until 2014.
Nope. That Wooden Railway
You sure?
Mavis was discontinued in 2013.
Real? Oh, it was.
there's
just
like
the
I
one
know
year?
there is like a CGI Wooden Railway one.
Yeah,
It
that
was-
one. I know
Yeah,
that was a
that is
Toys
the
R
one.
Us exclusive, like promotional thing.
Yeah,
It was
that
like
only.
It's like Dusty too.
I'm sorry.
Like, it wasn't even like a regular Mavis or anything.
Yeah, it was. It was Dusty Mavis 53.
I understood that reference.
But no, the Take and Play got repackaged in 2014, and that was the last Mavis toy under Mattel ever, which is ridiculous.
So basically, she
Right.
made it like 1 year into Mattel's ownership of the brand,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yes. And
Which
that
is
goes for the
strange.
show too, because like her last appearance was what, season 18, or like her last major appearance.
It depends on how you define major, because like Den and
Or I
Dart,
guess she was
like,
in Den and
is
Dart
kinda
season
major.
19.
The last one I
that's her
remember
last-
the last one I remember her in was like the one where it's like she basically she went out with like Diesel and like had like a
Yeah,
balloon
with the
on her
engine.
cab or something like
Yeah.
that.
That's
Yeah,
season
Thomas
18.
Story Engine. that
Over a
came out
decade
in-
ago, well over.
Yep.
And
That's
then
strange because I remember her being like Mavis, like in my mind, is like a pretty prevalent character in like merch, but I guess that's not like as true in recent years.
No, that's because of Hit Entertainment.
yeah, not even Hit. Ghislaine also marketed her
Yeah,
hard.
true.
And then Mattel was like, well, we only need one black one.
Yeah.
Do you mind
Like, yeah, I
rephrasing
was
that
thinking
one?
about this. Like, Mavis was consistently pushed to the forefront throughout pretty much all of the 2000s.
No, yeah, it's like surprising because it was like she was like a very prominent secondary character, and she just immediately disappeared in the.
And
first
she's
range.
still
Even in the
and
newer
despite all of this, she's still at Day Out with Thomas at Strasbourg.
Yep.
And
Yep.
probably
Yeah.
not a single kid knows who she is.
I feel like she also like she was like I remember like those you know how you used to get those like collector's pamphlets with like Take and Play and Wooden Railway. I
Yeah.
remember she was always one of the first characters on those. She's
Yeah.
like on a bunch of merch magazines, I think, like the cover.
Mhm.
Like
And like and just regular magazines and like promotional art, posters.
I
And that
remember
was
I
always
got
weird to
my
me.
Trackmaster Mavis like in Target like as the TM2 switch was happening. Like it was one of the last items on shelves from the original Trackmaster.
Circling back a little bit, because I mentioned it in reference to this range, I got a lot of it, like the complete set recently. I haven't finished building it yet. But it's a range called World of Thomas, also made by Bandai. And it's like you assemble like the base plate, the accessories, and the engines yourself. It's really cool, really cool. But it also doesn't surprise me. It only lasted like not even a year.
Yeah, I'm
those
not
look
surprised.
cool.
I don't know how I feel about these.
These look
I actually-
like the
I dig
set is
these.
cool. But like the engines themselves, yeah, I mean,
The
it's
engines
like-
look bad.
The
yeah,
engines
they
are
look-
Well, the engines
basically
look
like
bad, but they almost look like charmingly bad. Like
Yeah.
these engines are like
I
if
don't
you
know.
like. I feel like these are like if you just dipped them in a paint can of like a solid
Wow.
color, like.
Like
I
it feels
kind of,
like they didn't really
mess
try.
with that vibe though.
And then Birdie and Caroline just don't have faces.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
kind of
What?
yeah. That's pretty
Yeah, look
ridiculous.
on the box.
Oh, I didn't even peg that was supposed to be Caroline.
Yeah,
thought that
neither
was
did
just a
I. I
car.
thought it was just a random
me
I thought
car.
they were houses for the first time I saw this.
These
Yeah,
remind
what's
me of
weird
those
is-
like.
Okay, well, I'm glad it can always be worse, Luke.
What's weird about Caroline is it doesn't have her name on the side, so I feel like they were trying to make it a generic car, but then at that point, I don't know why they made it Caroline's body.
I don't either.
I mean, they could have just used that car. That's not like an uncommon car reference. I don't
Yeah,
think.
probably not. You know what? It's probably just because this was 1997, so they got the season 4 roller pictures at that time, so they're like, let's do Caroline.
These
Kinda.
remind me of like
Yes,
the
yeah, it's always
miniature.
part of the road vehicle.
These remind me of like the miniature Ertl engines.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's
Yeah.
it's a very similar base plate system to the Ertl Minis that they adopted later, that like the Mavis and Henry from your last video, Noah.
You have
Or from.
is it Henry or Mavis you have,
I have both on the web.
bro?
Actually, I'm pretty sure all of that series, like all the 3D engines, I don't know about the set pieces, except for James. Somehow he's not in it.
Oh, yeah, didn't you say that seller had like 2 Henrys and not a James?
Yeah, that seller had 2.
That's crazy.
That seller had 3 lots and had 2 Henrys and 2 Mavises between them, but no James.
That is so funny.
That's like circling back to the beginning. I did not know, like until that was I never really knew about the miniature Ertls anyway. Like I picked up on them like a few years ago and found out they were a thing, but I didn't know about like the Henry thing until it was brought up in our group chat. Like,
Hey, I did a whole half-hour retrospective on the Ertl miniature line last year. You guys should go watch that.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
goes
Stop
in
putting
self
yourself-
promo.
What? There actually is a miniature thing I didn't know was made until Turtles and Thomas used it in Turtles Ertles, which was the Ertl Miniatures Viaduct.
Dude, I remember
Right.
seeing the viaduct on like a YouTube video back in like the early 2010s, and I wanted it so bad.
Yeah,
Wait,
I have one somewhere, but I think I lost it in
I
my
have one
car,
as
so it's
well.
gonna be something I have to dig for eventually. It's probably in between like my car seats.
Yeah, these were sold. These were sold like, in a box. It was 2 of them with Bill and Ben.
Huh.
I
That's
don't. I
how they
don't
were sold? Like in stores?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's humorous. Wait, so like it like bridged the gap between like 2 different set pieces?
yeah. Those larger green boxes. These would connect to it.
That's cool.
Oh, okay, I see the vision.
I can send an image of mine later on.
How can you actually you can
Well-
get Bill and Ben commonly and not Henry?
That's just because they
Oh.
were made like way before.
Yeah,
I'll just send the pamphlet. Actually, that probably.
It's a good idea.
I also feel like part of it is probably that Henry would be more desired than Bill and Ben, so the
That's
demand
true,
is.
but I think they just wanted like some yellow characters for like color diversity.
Yeah.
No, like I meant like the reason that they would be like more hard to find today is that more people want
Oh.
Henry, so
Yeah,
That too.
but it also didn't help. He was like the last one released.
I remember
yeah,
we had
yeah.
some of these at the table on the table at Strauss 24. Like
yeah, those were mine.
Oh yeah, those were the ones I sold to Ethan.
yeah.
If I remember, I'll try to bring Henry and Mavis to Straws
I saw
26.
Be
Diesel
dope. I
on
could-
the end of the
I could
viaduct.
bring some. as
Dude,
well.
if you drop that Henry in the grass, it's Jover, bro. Just-
yeah, bro, you're never seeing that again.
That's not that.
Ever.
That's just not going outside. I know, really.
I wouldn't even
I'm
know that
I'm
I would
honestly
say it.
surprised. Sometimes I think about how surprising it is that we never lost a single toy over the course of Strauss's. Like,
That's true.
Like,
I'm
no, yeah.
gonna have to make a dedicated checklist this year because I had one and then I didn't update it correctly, just so I don't accidentally lose shit.
Yeah, last year
Well-
I brought a box of like dude, I accidentally took home 2 Gustavos. I brought my Gustavo and I accidentally took home Ryan's.
To be
Or
fair,
almost.
it's reasonable to assume that no one else would bring a Gustavo. So
Yeah, I think that was like
You
the
know,
problem we had with merch. It was
Wait, you
literally
just-
that.
would you say, Hazel?
my bad. No, I'm gonna bring a Gustavo next year just to spite you.
Awesome.
No, but I
can
brought
bring
a
mine as well. We can have 4.
I think I brought a lot more I definitely brought a lot more merch in general in 2024 than I did 25 cuz I took a car in
Same here.
24. But
I mean, I feel like as long as we're smart about like this year of not bringing too much duplicate stuff, we should be chilling.
Yeah.
we stickered stuff back in
just tend to keep
24.
I just tend to keep my stuff pretty isolated. Just like I'm very worried about losing stuff because there's no way I'm bringing it all the way back here from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I just don't bring a lot of stuff. Usually, I'll bring like an item or two, but it's just like
Mhm.
I'm very selective in what I bring. But just to like circle back to the topic we were on earlier, I have something to propose as a pretty niche item in terms of like no one knowing about it. I was just searching on the
This is a
web.
good. This is a good one.
Yeah, it's like this Meccano
Oh yes.
pet.
I've never
I
seen
feel like-
this.
Yeah, this was the only item released. Like it was just this Percy. and,
Is
like,
this like Tommy before
wasn't
Tommy?
This like the first actual Railway Series toy ever made.
This
That
is the
is correct.
first ever Thomas toy ever made. I'm pretty sure.
I'll
I mean,
send the
yeah,
link.
but
By
Go
Railway
hand in hand.
Series, I mean like because this was before the TV series even happened.
Yes.
I forget if the paper models came out first.
No, it was this. Luke is correct.
I've never seen this ever.
Awesome.
I thought
Yeah.
I've
This
seen
is
people
cool.
say
This is like, I'd love to have this.
I've seen people say that the first toys were like the paper faced Ertles, but
No.
That was for the TV show.
Yeah, this is like Railway Series. Like this is very old. Like
Yeah,
This
there's
This is
also.
like what, early 70s?
It's late 60s.
Let me see if
Oh,
it's
okay. I
on the
didn't know it was that
wiki.
early.
It was very early on. I actually do know like a fraction about these because I believe I watched like a YouTube video on them. I don't remember who the
Yeah.
video was by, or I would plug it right now, but I remember like this is like one of like the first instance of a like I want to say this is the first instance of a battery Thomas toy, like it's
Definitely the
powered.
first motorized Thomas toy.
Yes, yes. That's what.
wait,
that's
how
what
do
I
you
was-
like what's the there's no like switch. Is it like remote controlled or
there is a switch in the coal bunker, I think.
oh.
What's the most interesting thing is there's actually a prototype of Thomas, but the licensing got pulled, so it's just a generic train, but you can tell it's Thomas.
Wow.
oh, that's
Hang on, let me see.
interesting. Yeah,
Let me see
I
if I
wonder
can
why they made
get
Percy first.
yeah, that is surprising.
easier.
That makes
Probably.
sense.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't modify like Percy later on to just be a generic train and like later
Mhm.
releases too. But yeah, I thought this was a cool pull because like I honestly didn't know about this until 5 minutes ago. So you know, this was just
Yeah,
nice.
I've never seen
Definitely
this.
grateful.
I
Okay.
find it interesting that the licensing got pulled for the first Thomas toy. Like you'd think they would be like it feels like at that point there wouldn't be that many like hoops to jump through in terms of rights. So I wonder like why they got pulled in the first place.
Mhm.
Wait, what were those speaking of like the first battery powered I've known these existed for a while, but those like big Tomy oh my god, what am I thinking of? They're like those bigger Tomy
Oh, Tommy
engines.
trains.
and-
They're literally just called Tommy trains.
Yeah, it was like I think it was pre-Tomy. Like it was Tomy before
No,
Tomy.
I believe they came out the same year.
Okay.
Wait, are you talking about like they run on Tommy tracks but they're like twice as tall?
Yeah,
Yes. And yeah, they have
Different.
magnet connectors.
Yeah, that's the different pre-existing Tommy scale. They just put Thomas in both their pre-existing scales and built upon it. And
Yeah,
then
I
they're like,
believe
well,
these
what
both
of these
launched in
scales
1992.
better? Yes. Also, two corrections from earlier. Number one, it wasn't a rights issue. It was Percy didn't sell well, so they were like, "No, we're giving up. Fuck this." Or screw
We're
this.
never.
Bro.
Thomas is never gonna sell a toy ever again. This is stupid,
True.
and
This
it didn't,
wouldn't make us any money.
bro.
But it actually isn't the first piece of merch because there were papercraft models that released in 1957, so 9 years
Right.
beforehand. I can't find images of the other four, but I found a picture of Annie and Clarabelle.
I know what you're talking about. These don't count.
That's
we get
like-
can we get a ref on this?
Bro,
I don't think
Grandpa's
these count.
basement aw trains. Like those are. That's like something you would like cut off the back of a box and like construct.
That's literally what it is.
Hey,
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
I used to
these
get
are little-
these. I used to be subscribed to these like Thomas magazines, or my mom was when I was like 6.
I had those two.
And there was like a thing they sent that was like you cut pieces off a box and construct like a Percy train. Or so I think I still have it in my closet, but
Yeah,
Wait,
I got here. If you want to see like every single one, I just sent the link to them.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Also, here's a link for the Tomy Trains wiki page.
I think it's probably a good idea to provide this just
They only
so
made things
so editing isn't worse.
No, yeah. When I was looking at the pre-cut like engines, I was thinking it was like one of those like it kind of looked like one of those like old Minecraft like sets you used to get where you would cut like the blocks out. And, like,
Oh
just stick them
yeah,
together.
yeah. I've seen
Yeah.
those.
It does look like those a lot actually.
I feel like there's no way this should count as merch.
No,
Look
I
at-
think
look
it
at
does.
Tom.
I mean, they are physical
Tom.
models.
Yeah, but if they're like paper, like someone could like make a toy train and then call it Thomas. That doesn't make it Thomas.
But I mean, this is like
Oh yeah,
racing.
someone could also like scratch build a Thomas out of wood and then call it Thomas. So
Yeah, wooden railways.
Oh yeah, you know what? You know what, Luke? By your logic, the model of Thomas that the Reverend W. Audrey made is the first piece of Thomas merch.
But the thing is, wait.
This
no,
doesn't
but
count.
that wasn't mass produced.
This was a mass produced, and it was like
I feel like
this is,
mass produced is
Lord.
mass produced is very subjective, considering you would never be able to find these ever again.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but you could
like,
go
how
into
Because
does
these
these
released in
were made?
1957.
Exactly, but like, how many of these were made?
Like a ton on account of these were provided.
probably thousands, tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Like I found complete sets of these on Dodge Japan of like all the years.
okay, I was
I
gonna
was
say I would think it would be very unlikely these would still exist 50 but I guess it's possible.
Yeah, no, they,
It entirely depends on the ownership previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so let me ask you something. So if Thomas merch is if its merch is based on if it's mass produced, that's what you're saying?
Well, I mean, merch
Oh,
can be not mass.
produced in a way like you can purchase it like from a company that sells that produces a lot of it.
Okay. I retract what I was gonna say then.
Tommy
Before you
Trains
go there.
made Tommy
I was
Trains
gonna
made
say, so
everyone.
the white-faced troublesome truck isn't a piece of merch.
well, the
Yeah,
white-faced
it was
troublesome
mass
truck
produced.
had thousands. That's
I
not.
believe there's a documented 3,000.
Yes, that is correct.
What if there was like double that? Maybe double
There
that.
probably is.
Might be.
It is likely.
I've seen way too many of those on eBay over the years for there to be. I feel like to be even only 3,000. Like there have to be more.
Yeah, I'm just saying 3,000 because that's a number I've heard floating around for years.
They're expensive as like hell, but I've never looked it up and not found one like over the years.
That's true.
Like there's
There's usually
always
at least
one for
one on
sale.
eBay.
I'm pretty sure the estimate now is closer to 5,000.
Let's
But
see
that
what
also can
the,
easily be faked.
What was
let's
that?
see what the cheapest whiteface
can
on
easily
eBay
be
is
faked.
right now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like I've
The
seen
cheapest
several
whiteface
fakes.
on eBay right now is actually not that much
Like,
for a whiteface.
Yeah, that is
$585.
not
There's
that much.
fakes.
Luke, how
Like,
much
there's
did you get
fakes,
yours
but-
for, and
Not
how
that
long ago
much by
was it?
whiteface standards, yeah.
I got mine for $25.
And how long ago?
This was September 2022.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, wow.
Luke, you're like, bro. I don't know. Like, it's cheap by the standards of how people would normally buy them.
Dude, I remember
I mean,
back
yeah,
in
but one of my friends bought one for $400 a couple years ago.
I remember
See,
back
that's exactly my
when
point.
there were like 10 years ago, people said that like the brown van was like rarer than was like the
Yeah.
rarest thing.
See, that's because
brown.
people thought the whiteface was a factory error, and nobody considered that this was just the first edition of the Troublesome Truck.
The first run. Yeah.
I see
couple
so many.
runs.
I swear to God, people just didn't like. I see videos from like the early 2010s that are like top 10 rarest wooden items of all time, and it's like in there they
Yep.
have like Flying Scotsman. Like,
Like,
bro,
yeah, dude.
we didn't know
Scotsman was
shit
only
back
used
then,
for,
bro.
what, 3 years. The original Scotsman, at least 3 years, I think.
Yeah, 1998 to 2001. That sounds right.
Yeah, I think it was 99.
Oh, then that would be 2 years.
Well, 99, 2000, and 2001. That's 3 years.
Bro, there's
Oh,
so
like
many
Like at
things.
the beginning of '99.
Yeah.
Even now, there are so many things that people say are rare that aren't. Like,
Yeah.
it's led to the
It's
Take along hero.
it's led to the complete destruction of the market, like on eBay
Mhm.
and all that.
That's a subject for a whole episode on itself.
Yeah.
Take along hero. Playrail Edward. Henry.
Tommy Oliver. That's the obvious one.
Wait, people consider Playrail Edward rare?
Yes.
The old one. People
No,
price
all of
gouge
them.
it because Edward's the most sought after Playrail character.
Edward.
And when they
Edward-
discontinue the old one in 2018,
Edward. Period. Like even TM2 Edward gets price gouge now.
that's true. If an Edward toy is not currently produced, it is.
Yeah,
price
that's
gouged
actually facts.
horribly.
I remember I looked. Dude,
it's
I
the
saw-
character tax.
I looked. I tested this like not long. Like I think it was like a few months ago. I looked on eBay, and you cannot. As of then, you could not find a Trackmaster Edward for under $70 on eBay,
Mhm.
like of any
Duck
kind.
Duck is the same way.
I chose a great time to start collecting these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I chose a great time to stop collecting these.
We told you.
that's facts.
Ignore.
Like, bro, I chose a pretty solid time to collect Wooden Railway. I mean, the prices have been kind of down for a while, and I mean,
Yeah,
thanks
because
to-
They're not
the
terrible.
hype cycle moved away from Wooden Railway
Yeah.
to Trackmaster. So if you're getting into Wooden Railway now, you can get most stuff for pretty cheap, but some of it, like Scotsman,
yeah,
the Troublesome Break Van, are just kind of that forever.
I think, correct me
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
wrong, but I think Take and Play is like, or Take Along is like the only range that hasn't had like some big user completely sabotage the market or like cause people to price
well,
gouge.
I
Okay,
feel like those were also the most heavily produced.
My-
Like,
I feel like
Is that
I
true?
have
I don't know
to
if that's true.
offer a correction because it was partially my fault. Like in 2020, me and some friends got really obsessed with Take Along Heroes, and now everyone's like, "This is super rare and desirable," even though through that obsession, we realized it wasn't.
you also gave Dusty Duncan that fate.
What the?
Well,
Wait,
Dustin-
what is
Dustin
that? Can
Duncan-
somebody can somebody clear that up for me? I've never known the story
Yes,
behind
easy,
that.
easy. Okay, so 2020, we discovered Dusty Duncan and a truck, the Great Waterton Construction Co. truck, and like, well, this is completely weird. What is its deal? It doesn't seem to be sold in anything. And then, like a few years ago, we discovered, oh, it's just a pack-in bonus that Target had with Morgan Mines Take Along set sometimes.
Yeah, was that take along Morgan's mindset, just a deluxe version?
I remember
Ooh,
that
The
era.
one
Yeah.
Duncan variant, I guess.
There was
On
a
the topic of diecast, actually, I just remembered this really weird pack that I forgot about it until I was looking at the wiki earlier for ideas for this.
Oh, I
God,
was gonna
Oh,
include
I
this
had
in
this
my.
one copy pasted ready to go.
I was gonna include this in my video, and then I said that's too niche. Like I've never even seen. Like the video
I've
was
never
stuff.
seen someone own this.
The video was
Yeah.
stuff. Here's the thing: the video that I did was stuff that I knew about that I've never seen people own. This I didn't even know. Like I've never seen this ever. This is.
That's
mean,
a,
I'm pretty sure this was only released, like, I'm pretty sure for like most of 2018. So like not even a
That's
full
the-
year.
That
Luke, that's
Adventures
the-
Edward is probably the most impossible thing to find.
Oh yeah, I feel like collectible
Crazy that
railway.
that's like the first. That's like the first diecast Rosie in her red livery too.
That's
Really?
insane.
Yeah, I mean this. Yeah, it's clear collectible railway. I mean the Asian packaging and stuff. So it's like I'm not surprised. Like not too many people own this. It's collectible railway with monthly like.
I
Like
mean,
an
not
Asian
that
box
anybody
or
would
something.
want this, but still.
Wait,
I would want this
am I
just because how
am I
neat it is.
mistaken? Did they make Adventures Rosie in her red livery?
They
nope.
did not, except for this,
They didn't?
which barely counts. Which
No,
barely
yeah.
counts.
They
I
did the
swear to
Fat
God,
Magnet one, right?
Did you know what the first piece of Red Rosie merch is? I know
it's
Luke
it's
does,
definitely
but do any of-
wood, right? It is wood.
No, well, yes, actually red, but that is not the first piece of technically Red Rosie merch to release.
Okay, I don't know then.
Nope.
No, Bachman was a couple years after.
Is it minis?
Yes, but not classic minis.
Huh.
What does that
Oh
mean?
yeah, dude, this story's so funny.
Okay, so you know the TMNT collab, right?
Oh yeah.
That they did for minis. Well,
Yes.
if you look at Rosie, she has her number on her side, and people. This came out before people knew about Red Rosie, so people were like, "Oh, this must be a
Late
TMNT
2016.
thing." People thought this was a TMNT thing, even though she never has had. April O'Neil has never been associated with this number. Thomas fans just don't look at me outside of Thomas.
The reason
That is
that I
such an
thought it
ugly
was
movie.
the reason that I thought it was wood is because
It
I
is.
remember when wood first dropped, everyone was like, "Oh, this is so bad, but I have to get Rosie because it's the only red Rosie
Yeah,
or something like
Wood,
that."
Wood was the first actually Red Rosie merch to release.
No.
And even then, she's mostly brown because
It's
you know,
wood. Yeah.
wood.
Yeah, she's half and half. I don't
Okay,
even.
I've
I
got-
honestly
I've
have
got,
always. I can't. Sorry, go
what,
ahead.
no? There you go.
I was
This-
just gonna
this is
say
your
I've
topic.
I've always honestly liked the pink one more. Like,
Yeah, Pink
I-
Rosie's just better. In like
I don't
every
know.
way.
That maroon
It
is
does-
one of my favorite colors in general, so I love it on Rosie.
Like I think
I-
the red itself is a decent color, but I don't like the weird free tone red she because all of her red pieces are different colors. The yellow is tacky,
Yeah, that's
and the
what I'm
NW
annoying.
the NWR on her side is like that's obnoxious.
they didn't even explain it in canon, did they not? Or did they?
That's
Like-
what annoys me the most.
Yeah, she's just red.
She's just red
And then
now.
no-
Yeah.
You know what?
no,
What
And
red,
Hazel, didn't you say there was never a plan to even say that
Yeah.
in canon?
Yeah, no, Red Rosie is literally just we have an idea to give her a James story, and that's all they give a crap about.
Dude, I remember everyone thought she was gonna be a main character. Like they included
Yeah,
her
yeah,
in
no,
some.
She was in a bunch of promo stuff in 2017.
This was like around or like right before like Bwaba blew up or like Bwaba was dropped.
yeah, just a few
But-
months before even.
Because we know what happened now is Rebecca was going to get the big promo push, but because she got pulled at the last minute, they're like, crap, who's our token newbie? Rosie, go.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay, I'm gonna shout out another range that I don't think I ever heard of until like last year. So this is called Collect Thomas. And Hazel, who was this produced by again? This wasn't Bondi, right?
This was Sony.
Sony, right? Yeah, Sony made these.
Sony.
Yeah, Sony because Sony owns like licensing stuff in
Yeah,
Japan.
Sony just controls the Thomas range
So yeah,
or
show-
Thomas in general
there's
in
a couple
Japan.
links. There's a couple links with pictures. There's like a checklist some other stuff. These are actually a little bit smaller than Ertl miniatures.
Whoa.
So like
Yeah.
these are some of the smallest Thomas toys ever made.
And
Like,
it-
Can we
those
get
are
a side
cool.
profile picture of Edward and Duck? Because I actually really like how those look, I think.
I can give you one of Duck because I have him. I don't have Edward. I have everyone except Edward, Henry, and the Clay twins.
I can't lie.
Oh,
The
I see.
detail on like
Like,
the detail on something this small is kind of impressive.
It
wait.
is insane. There's a lot of effort put into this range.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's something on here that isn't Collect Thomas, but I just realized it has the same mold. But I have
Yeah,
that
I saw
twin.
that too.
I have that twin that's in here.
hmm
Like, I
I
do like
noticed-
this range. It looks really nice, honestly.
I
Yeah,
noticed
they-
that there are just two Annies instead of Annie and Clarabelle.
Yeah.
Dude, there are some.
They-
Why are there
they-
ranges that don't make Gordon, but like make? Is it or
Yeah. Gordon was skipped in both this and Ertl miniature.
I don't know why I'm
If-
thinking about. Oh, there's no Ertl one either. Or
Nope.
Mm-mm.
the
No.
the range I was thinking about Lego specifically, but then I remembered that's Gordon, not Henry. I mean that's
Yeah, Lego did make Gordon.
Hold on, I think we skipped over something here. Is that a
ahead.
bronze? Is that bronze
Yes.
Thomas?
That is a
Yes.
bronze Thomas.
That
There's
is
also
a
a silver
chase,
one.
and I own the bronze one. I don't have the silver one.
That's really interesting.
Cool.
Is that like? So
It's
are these
really
like
pretty,
blind
actually. I like it
packs?
a lot.
Yes,
I've never seen
but
the packaging for these, actually.
yeah.
Are they
So
like
it's
Jack-
like the actually the Thomas World that I showed earlier. I believe is in the same format. They're like assorted boxes, but they're labeled.
Oh, so you know what character is in them?
Yeah. So you'll know what you're getting, but you don't actually get to see them. Which
And then
I
I
think-
assume each of them came with like some track and a couple accessories.
yeah, it comes with the track, the accessories, the engine.
So, follow up question.
Go ahead.
Do all of them have a chase, or is it just Thomas?
just
it's
Thomas.
just Thomas.
It's bronze.
That
It's
feels
bronze
like-
Thomas in Series 1 and silver Thomas in Series 2, right?
Yes.
That feels like a bogus advantage that Thomas has over all the characters.
Yeah.
I believe they had a third series plan that would have had like the gold one and Gordon, but it just never happened.
Yeah, I've heard there was a canceled Wave 3 that had Gordon and the Scottish twins in it.
Yeah, I believe it was them, Gold Thomas, and Henrietta.
Yeah, Henrietta makes sense because Toby's here.
Toby is here. I really
It's
like
a
that
shame
Edward.
that we didn't get those.
If you look closely, I'm sure Luke does, but I don't know if the rest of you would. They reuse these molds for a lot of the other Sony products, like keychains and such. But most importantly,
Yep.
they upsized these molds for the pest dispensers. Except Toby. Toby was his own mold.
Yeah, because Fisher Price made Toby.
I actually have
So, yeah.
for the I actually
So,
have
Yeah, if
They're-
you look, like we could have had a
they're-
Pez duck.
We could have had a Pez Bill and Banner Birdie or
God,
Troublesome
I'd go
Truck.
for those.
You never would have bought those. Those would have been.
I
great.
would have bought.
I
those.
Luke would have bought them.
No. In terms of, you would never be able to find them.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
they'd probably be They'd probably be Japanese exclusive, like Edward.
Like Edward. Edward's
I find
so
it
hard to find.
interesting. Wait. So what does Pez have in common with Sony that they would use the same mold?
Because Sony was the ones who made the Thomas Pez line, because it started in Japan and it came over here later.
Wait. So what does that mean? Like, what do you mean they made it?
Like
Why? Like Pez
like
doesn't
it's-
make the.
like Pez. Actually, I don't know how that worked. I just know Sony gave them like
Yeah.
the CADs. Like I assume what happened is like Pez contacted them, Sony gave them their CAD, and that's what they use. I assume that is more accurate. What happened?
Oh, okay. And they were like, let's just reuse these in America.
Yeah, because why
Why are you
produce something that
trying to
already works?
Um,
And and then eventually they just didn't release Edward and replaced it with a crappy Toby.
I was gonna bring this up during the they didn't make Gordon conversation, but I think I mentioned this in our group chat like once or twice. But there is for the wooden trains, there's no 60th Gordon anniversary toy,
True.
and there is for like, well, if you're including like the canceled items, there is for like every other engine 1 through 7, and there's no Gordon.
I was gonna say there's no
There's a
Henry, but then I
discrepancy
thought
there.
about it.
No, there's a Henry that's
There's-
like
there's-
blue in the back.
we're-
Yeah, Henry is like
Weren't,
the one.
Yeah, he is like the
We're-
one.
Hazel, back me up on this or correct me if I'm wrong. But weren't Edward and Toby weren't those just crew gifts? Like those
Well,
weren't
Toby
supposed
was
to be released,
planned.
right?
Toby was literally
Toby
used in
was
DVD.
planned, but I know there's a prototype that I think went out as a crew gift.
No, Toby prototype was legitimate, but Edward and Diesel 10 were crew gifts, and I don't
Okay.
see the thing is we're not sure if they were like
Thomas, right?
yeah, we're not sure if they were like for sure crew gifts. There's just stuff they were throwing around when they were deciding who would get the Calling All Engines free. Like they are probably legitimate canceled items, but the ones that surface aren't canceled items. They are the crew gifts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Even if the Edward is a crew
I forgot
gift,
Toby
though,
was planned.
if the,
Also, circling back to the collectible railway pack, that's the Panda Thomas that's on the Adventures wiki, right?
It is.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Did that actually
that
did
comic-
that actually come out under Adventures, or is the wiki just
It
lying?
did not. It did not. It was
Should I
going
remove
to.
that then, or
Well,
it was canceled?
technically no, because it was going to. It's in the same. It's in a similar situation as like Iron Bird, where Adventures was gonna release it, but they just ran out of time.
What? This
Huh.
is the pack with that's called Jungle
Yeah,
Adventure,
Jungle
the one
Pack.
that you
That,
sent.
that promise was gonna be a single release for Adventures.
Oh. So many people would have bought it.
I'm sure.
On everyone's soul, we're all buying it.
Bro.
True.
No, we're not.
Me and what money?
Yeah, bruh.
Of course they wouldn't have made Airy. If
Well, that's
Bert
because
came-
Collectible Railway didn't even make Airy. They only made Bert.
Why was
Man.
that a trend with Thomas merch to make one twin? Like I get it why, but
I
like
don't know.
I think
I
they
guess,
would have
like, some companies just didn't have faith people would buy the same of two engines.
That's why they should have just kept. They always used to just release them together, and they stopped doing that.
I know that
after
was the
some-
best idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I
a good
don't-
idea.
I guess they
It-
just
it-
assumed you would buy the same train twice and pretend, but that's just so stupid when you can just sell them together for
Yep.
a higher price. Like
That is true.
And speaking of, that reminds me, there's a lot of Wooden Railway stuff that I didn't know got like single or double releases, but in the batch of images I just sent, their Wooden Railway Bash and Dash were sold together for a limited time.
Yeah,
I have like
That's how I have
I have like a good amount of knowledge about like all the wooden products, but I don't know like where a lot of stuff comes from. Like I know that certain things exist, but I don't know. Oh, I did not know that Jack Frost Percy was its own thing. I
Yeah,
thought that
'cause
only.
they released Chocolate Percy and Jack Frost Percy separately. They released all of the Adventures of Thomas items separately, and the Stepney from the Stepney the Museum cars, and then that was a UK exclusive.
wait, what's special about the Stepney?
He wasn't
Because
released on
that
his own.
that was only in the museum cars pack. It
Chop
was never
Stepney
sold on
wasn't a
its own in the
single.
US. No,
Yeah.
Huh, that's
Only that
weird.
dinosaur pack.
specifically, he was only introduced in the UK as a single in 2010.
I actually
so
do
weird.
remember I got Bash and Dash together back when they first
I
came
did
out.
not. I didn't. And the Bash and Dash 2 pack was a Target exclusive.
Dude, I have like faint memories of getting like a few wooden things at Target. Like I remember they used to
Like
have
Henrietta at Target.
they used to have like for a while they had an end cap. And then eventually they just got rid of it altogether. But way back when they used to sell the big three.
Yeah, Target, I believe they only sold Wooden Railway. They had to deal with Learning Curve between 2009 and 2011.
Who did?
Target.
yeah. I actually got the Bash and Dash 2 pack from that because I got Dash like before the movie even came out, and I kept trying to order Dash. My parents kept trying to order Dash for me, and they kept sending us more bashes. So we just said, "Screw it, we're buying this 2-pack and taking the extra bash."
Might as well.
I find it interesting.
Hang on,
Like,
there's an entire list of Target exclusive stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's something interesting. to
Wait,
go
Luke,
into.
I think I might have talked about. I don't remember if it was you that said you also had this, but did you guys ever have AC Moore?
Yes, my AC Moore had so much stuff.
Dude, yeah, I got a lot of my Thomas stuff there when I was a kid. They had, dude, there was a plaza that had both Toys R Us and AC Moore like right next to each other.
Mhm.
And nowadays that plaza has just been turned into condos. There's just
Yeah.
nothing left.
So mine, my Henrietta, like I mentioned, came from Target, and Target's interesting because Learning Curve dumped a lot of their like old stock there to resell. Like they re-released the Abbey Repair Shop at Target in like 2009, and that thing had been discontinued since I think 2003 or something, and they just like they sold the rest of it with a new.
What
paint
is the
scheme.
Abbey Repair Shop?
Henrietta.
I'm blanking on what that is.
I'll send that in just a second. Henrietta, her single pack was discontinued in 2001, and then randomly in 2010 they brought her back as a single pack to Target only.
Huh.
Same with the tar and fuel tanker pack.
Oh, I definitely got I have the Scarloey Puppet Show pack. That was
Yeah, I do too.
how I
There's the
got
Abbey Repair Shop.
Rheneas.
Thank you, Hazel.
Gotcha.
Oh,
But then,
this. Dude,
the
for the
new
longest
one-
time, I thought this was a Brio item. I never knew this was
It looks-
Thomas. For
It kind of does.
like for
It
the
is Brio coated.
when I used to see this in
Yeah.
people's videos, like I was like, that's not Thomas. I did not know that was a Thomas item.
Yeah, that doesn't really look Thomas.
Because the first time I ever saw it was in the Milk Tanker media video where he's already using Briosa, so I just assumed.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
yeah.
too. Me too. That's
So check
definitely.
this out. It was re-released and called the Sodor Repair Station with a barrel car, 2 barrels, and a bunch of track.
Huh. I've never
Oh,
seen
That
this
looks
either.
nice.
Yeah, and it's in like a darker green color.
Would have been a heck of a pack to get in here, honestly.
And it was such a weird release, right?
Yeah, I.
Brio-
Yeah, I was
Luke.
right.
I find
The
it
Abbey Repair
weird
Shop
that-
was discontinued in 2003.
I find it weird that the extent of the track they gave you was just 2 short straight pieces of track.
I know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just getting rid of stock.
I mean,
Because that's
it
the
just
same
feels like
green
it.
barrel car from Toby's Windmill.
Luke, I gotta ask, you own this.
No, I do not.
This
Wow,
would
I
have been
have
a
the
this would have been a
original Abbey
poll
Repair Shop and
for
not the new one.
this would have been a poll for merch no one owns, but I didn't know this was a thing
That's
until you
true.
just sent it.
This pack is so interesting to me. I love the Target exclusive stuff. It's so weird.
Dude, that era
find it
with like
interesting-
there's like a very specific era with like that CGI Thomas, but it still has the old packaging. Like,
Yeah, like end of learning curve.
yeah.
It's so
I
weird.
find it interesting how like Thomas merch used to be like a big thing because like stores would like buy the rights for specific merch ranges. Like that, like I can't think of another like brand that would have that like done for them.
Me
Like no
neither.
one buys like the rights to specific Lego sets unless the Lego set is like
Yeah.
formed around the store or something like that.
Like back with Take Along, Target only sold Take Along for 3 years.
What?
Like that's like so interesting to me because why?
I know,
Like,
it's crazy.
and of all stores, like why Target? Because like that's not even something they have in the
Mm.
UK. And
'Cause,
like
yeah, 'cause,
Thomas
like-
used to dominate like 2 aisles of Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thomas and like I
To
think
add
it
on to
was
that with the UK part.
I-
Take Along was not in the UK until 2004, and by then, like Target had already kind of like let their thing run out, and so by 2005 you get Take Along everywhere.
I think it was 2010
the
that
first
it was
year.
it was like the #1 kids brand, right? Like in 2010.
Yeah, from 2010 to 2012, I think.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, 2010 was the year's most profitable ever.
Pretty much
Thanks,
two,
Mystery
like,
Island.
Yeah, to the Mattel buyout, Thomas was always very
Mattel
profitable.
Yeah,
and
the
Mattel
Mattel
bought it in
absolutely bought it.
Mattel bought it in 2011, right? Or
2012.
2012.
that's crazy.
And then
It's
they
kind
just
of crazy how it instantly fell off too.
I
Well,
know,
they
because
cut
Mattel just couldn't market it.
within the first year. They cut like half of the DVD like the DVD distributors.
Yep.
They got rid of all the DVDs, which means a lot of older episodes and therefore characters are no longer in the public eye. They cheapened all three merch
Mhm.
brands. Honestly, the only good thing they did was just change the show, and that was it. But
Honestly, another good thing was just adding like a bunch of classic episodes on Amazon Prime. That's really
That's true.
another
Yeah.
thing, and this wasn't this was like a thing long before Mattel bought it, but they let episodes just sit uncopyrighted, like brand new episodes on the internet. Like after a certain point, I
Yeah.
stopped buying the DVDs because I could just watch all the episodes on the internet, like whenever they dropped.
Which was a blessing to the children fans who didn't have a lot of money to spend on DVDs, but probably kind of
Yeah,
a curse
right.
long
I mean,
term
at the-
just because it was less profitable.
Like I remember
And
just waking up in the morning before school, and people would like just rip the milkshake earrings and drop it on YouTube within an hour.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
another thing. People just weren't watching Thomas on TV because of that, and that.
Yep.
It's not in the U.S.'s case because the U.S. it was on PBS, so they weren't making money from that anyway. But especially for other countries, it was like pretty bad.
Say the line, Sam Wilkinson. Everyone who pirates YouTube should be lined up and.
Oh, brother.
Is that what the context of that
Yes.
line is?
Yes.
I've never heard the context.
Yeah,
of that.
neither have I. Wow.
That is so funny. I knew it was a reference to something, but that is really
Yeah.
funny.
I think the real thing that killed the Mattel merch, other than like cutting the show, is they had this weird obsession with characters only need to be in one merch line, and then eventually we'll circle back to them. Like the narrow gauge engines are the most ridiculous. It was Luke gets to be in all three, and Freddy gets to be in
Victor
all three.
definitely. Victor was in every
Freddy
range.
was like their one great character.
Yeah, and Freddy gets to be on all three. Scarlet Lee is in Wooden Railway and Diecast, which are both discontinued in 2014, so he only gets minis after this point. So Scarlet Lee is also weird. Then Wooden Railway gets Renius, Peter Sam, Rusty, and then Diecast exclusively gets Sir Handel and Duncan.
And you
And
also
then
got to
Vic-
remember, Peter Sam and Rusty in Wooden Railway were both 3-pack exclusives that were also discontinued in 2014.
That's yeah.
And then by the time they finally realized if we want to do it this way, we have to make them all we have to just combine all the ranges. By the
was
time
way
they
too
finally and by the time they finally started doing that, they just stopped making characters in general in any of the three ranges. Like there was a certain point where oh my god, like it was just the same characters in all three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By like 2018.
Oliver and Toad and the Yarzale engines were going to be done the same way. Like Oliver was only in TWR and Toad was only in Take and Play. But in 2016, they were finally starting to catch up again, so they got to do Oliver and Bert in Take and Play before everything got reset again. But
I never realized that there wasn't a CGI Toad Wooden Railway. I didn't clock that.
And no
until you
Donald
pushed
Douglas
it.
either because they were in Take and Play.
Unfortunately, Take and Play gets everything, which is awesome.
It is unfortunate because they had the fat magnets.
That is unfortunate.
speaking of fat
I mean,
magnets,
here,
Oh boy.
let's talk about the new stuff.
oh boy.
Dude, I have no comments except it's some cheeks.
It's
I have no comments except the motorized Thomas I kind of fuck with.
It's mixed, honestly, for me because there's some.
I
things
think
that don't
the
look
thing
bad.
the thing that kills this entire range for me is the faces. They're so ugly.
I
This
honestly
isn't like-
I think that the
This is the
diecast
deepest
trains
into Uncanny Valley Thomas has ever gone.
it looks
Oh,
like a
yeah.
mix when I saw them it looks like a mix of like Disney and like JJ the Jet Plane. Like it's like
No.
Yeah,
I
the
think
JJ
if you
comparisons are so close.
So what I'm pretty sure what they did with the face design, and it's really apparent if you go to like Henry's page on the wiki, they looked at the free continuity images on like the disambiguation page and put them in a blender. Because like they're taking the All Engines Go colors, they're taking some of the Spong face features and some of the CGI face features. It's a mess.
It is just such a bad idea.
I think Annie is the best looking of the line because I like her patterns. I think a gray face is
I do like her
novel.
pattern. I think proportionally she's fine.
Henry's also pretty good because I kind of like the darker green he has compared to Percy.
You know what?
Actually,
I will give it to them. I think giving it a new iteration like this, and then giving like characters like Thomas and Gordon or Percy and Henry that separation, because like parents infamously, can't tell Thomas, Gordon, or Edward apart. So like
Yeah.
giving all of them different shades of blue while keeping them blue is really smart in my opinion. I kind of wish they did that way sooner.
That's a
The
good
thing
idea.
that I'm gonna throw in there is I think the diecast train should have just always stayed with magnets. I don't think they should have gotten like the little clips or whatever it was.
Honestly,
almost
I wish they had clips the entire time.
because it's like here's the thing about the new ones that just came out or not came out but just got posted.
Releasing soon.
It's like didn't you say I can't remember who said this that they wanted to do this because they wanted them to be like compatible with wooden trains, like mainline wooden trains, now that the wooden railway was gone, like now that TWR was gone.
I
So
think
it's
it's
like
that, and it's just replacing wooden railway.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. So it's like if you're going to do that, I think all these need to be fine is obviously other than the faces is like if you would have just kept the Trackmasters with the original hooks, like not giving them magnets, then it's like you can have the die-cast trains be compatible with wooden or be a replacement for wooden trains if that's what you want so badly. And you can also Trackmaster is your best selling range, so you keep that the way it is, and then also you now have like kids don't have to just only buy like they have to buy trains from each range. Like you can't just like and that makes twice the money. Like the whole everything needs to be compatible thing is like such a like loss of money because it's like now you
Yeah.
don't need to buy them in multiple ranges because everything can. When I saw that the die casts were getting the magnets back, I was like, that actually might be a good idea because it's like now they're incompatible with another range, so you have to buy them individually. But it's like no, you're gonna give
And then
track.
the next day.
Yeah, I saw that and
Trackmasters
I
with
was like, you know,
magnets.
just let them do whatever they want. It's not gonna do anything. Like
And here's the thing. We know, hey, the magnets don't really hold that much, but they're also using AAA batteries for a single AAA battery for the Trackmaster, which historically does not
Really?
work.
Oh,
Historically
no,
does not
I
work for
didn't know that. That's a
motorized.
horrible idea.
So
One
these are-
AAA? Oh my
Yeah, these are only at least if
These
the
are
Amazon,
so weak.
unless the Amazon listing screwed up, which is possible. Like we've already seen, they accidentally switched like the diecast Percy Pack's description with the Trackmaster.
Mhm.
Like that's already happened. So it's possible the description is just lying about what batteries he's used, but it's on all of them. So it is probably AAA battery.
Given like the way the buttons work, they probably have just redesigned the entire system. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, one positive of
just-
this new range is just like they have ditched the TM2 like chassis for good.
Yeah, but the problem is they're still using those ugly wheels.
and I think
Yeah,
it
but,
still is the
And they
same.
still have uniform chassis.
I think it still is the same chassis on every train. Just read.
Yeah, but like the wheel configurations are no longer every single one is exactly the same.
Yeah,
I
I think
see your point. Like they allow for customization, basically. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
I think it might more accurately be all the tank engines reuse the same chassis and all the tender engines reuse the same chassis, but like with more room for modification even still.
That does
Yeah, I think
explain why
it's the same
James-
cord with more plastic added around to fit the new shells.
Yeah,
it-
actually,
yeah.
huh? Now that I think about it, yeah, it's probably all the same core, but like Thomas's chassis has details that are specific to his CGI model.
True.
So I don't think I think each individual train, except like Nia, because she is just reusing Gordon's, is getting new mold chassis, which is really interesting. Honestly, it's smart. Like, I think giving Nia Gordon's chassis
No, but I
is
hate the way
smart.
they're doing it with the couplings, because now Nia's gonna be like attached to that minecart she
I-
comes with.
I have to wait to see how that works, because we don't know
I'm
if that's...
pretty sure the tenders have smaller magnet connectors that like go into holes that are deeper in the back of their
Yeah,
chassis.
that's definitely done to secure the tenders to the tender engines when movement is going. But we don't know, because it's magnets still, because presumably it's still magnets, so in theory, the other stuff can still connect to the back of it. But
Giving
I
it,
don't know
giving
that
the Trackmasters
I'm under the
magnets is
impression
just
that, like,
I agree with you, Luke, that is probably right, that it is probably going to be, this is stuck together because it's current Mattel, and I've seen this guy's work on cars. He's not that smart. But I don't want to say that for sure until we see it.
I will
see, I'm
say-
under the impression that like Gordon's rear magnet is like sunken in a little bit inside the plastic, and you have to like insert the magnet kind of farther back in there to make them connect properly.
I believe that. Actually, I'd go a step further. I wouldn't be surprised that the tenders aren't even, and like that car aren't even magnets, and it's just a hook you have to put in manually.
They look like they're magnets, but like I said, the tender magnet specifically looks smaller to me.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could get a regular magnet back there.
You could, but it wouldn't be strong, is the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't hold properly because they wouldn't be touching.
giving the
I think it's
Trackmasters
probably like
magnets.
an easy mod. But like, why would you do that?
Giving the Trackmasters magnets is just a horrible idea in general. I don't even know. Like again, it's just the usual push forward, thinking it's gonna sell, and don't stop and think that.
Actually, I had this realization recently, because we know originally Target was going to stock the 2025 Metal Collection and Trackmaster stuff, and then they randomly bailed. I would not be surprised if they found out that stuff was stopgap, and that they were doing another new line, and they're like, "Nope, you've burned us too much. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't blame them either. They're so right for that.
You can't
Don't
get.
sell.
And that's-
Mattel screwed Target over time and time again.
You can't. You cannot put your faith, and whether investor or like whether seller or customer, you can't put your your faith in any new Thomas toy because it's just gonna be gone in a year.
Dude, I'm still really upset the 2025 stuff isn't continuing. Even if it's not great, it is still like some of the best stuff Mattel's made in like a decade, which is an incredibly low bar. But when the bar is so low, like
I
I
will
don't know,
say
I guess
this
I'm just
though.
kind of impressed they made something decent.
I will say this though. It's kind of surprising that like I don't know, they don't like stop and think, because these were the same brains behind like Hot Wheels and Barbie. Like, how can you?
I don't. In fairness, I don't think any of the Thomas designers have
not
ever
in
worked
terms
on those
of.
grams.
Let me rephrase. Not in terms of like designers
The company.
specifically, but like the company, like the company has like a pretty like good like I guess like idea for where to go with like Hot Wheels and Barbie, but like it cannot grasp anything for Thomas, and it can't go back.
I know,
to, like,
they
how it was.
keep changing stuff. It never works out.
Yeah,
I
like
think
the
the
thing with Hot
thing-
Wheels and Barbie, it's just like it has always remained pretty consistent. Thomas has swapped like its merchandise range every year for a long time now.
Yeah, you could have Hot Wheels from 30 years ago still like be totally compatible with stuff coming out today.
Love you.
Again, and now like they've messed up Trackmaster with like these magnets and stuff. It's like ridiculous now.
They messed up their sandwich 4 times.
The thing is like, there's no way they look at it and don't see that it's bad. Like, no way when they designed like the new magnet Take and Play and the Trackmaster, they were like, yeah, this is a good, like, this looks just as good.
Well, I
as
don't
what
think
came
they
before.
care.
Well,
They
the
just want
very
more
first-
profit,
here's
and
the
if
thing.
cleaning up
Well, the
before
thing
it
is,
makes
they're not
them
going to
profit,
get
then
more
they're gonna go
profit
through it.
unless they like. They're
Well-
like, I understand that they want more profit. Every company wanted
But
profit.
they also
the only way to
think
do
kids are
that.
stupid and won't notice the differences.
But the kids aren't the one buying them. And they
Well,
do
parents
that
do.
after what?
They just think all their customers are stupid.
The
I
thing that
think
the thing
it's
that
more nuanced than Luke is giving them credit for.
the thing that they first that first screwed them in that regard is when they first bought Thomas, they figured they had to cut costs after and they figured that Thomas was a thing that would sell no matter what, like no matter if they cheapened the toys or not.
More accurately, they lost the Disney Princess license at the same time they got Thomas, and they're like, well, something has to give. Well, Thomas is their biggest brand now because it was. It's like, okay, we'll cheapen the toys for a little bit, but like people will still buy it because it's Thomas. And then that stopped happening, and they're like, crap, and started panicking. And each time they panicked, they hired new people. Like Thomas Wood push along all that was them panicking, and it kept getting worse and worse until All Engines Go happened.
And I think another part of
it would be so easy to fix now, and it's not like they don't have the money for it if they're constantly redesigning their toys.
Arguably, they did. Like the 2025 stuff was selling better than Thomas has sold in years, and then
that stuff was moving.
They just could not stick to it. The thing with the 80th anniversary stuff is, by saying it was 80th anniversary, they gave themselves the perfect out in advance to bail if they wanted to, and they certainly did. Like, as soon as I saw the stuff had like the 80th logo stamped on it, I was like, yeah, this isn't lasting. Like, they're just...
Yeah, it was an easy, like, out.
It's an easy bailout, yeah, and they definitely took it.
And it's ridiculous, because, like, bro, especially with, like, the diecast stuff, like, Thomas was good. I really liked the way Thomas looked. And then, you know, it slowly got worse until, like, they started using push-along molds. Like, bro,
like, I think
I don't get it.
2025 diecast and motorized ranges are really, really good looking.
Yeah, I enjoyed them.
Like, I don't get it. Like, they see it selling. Like, they don't even have a show to promote it. They had, like, if I recall correctly, I don't think any of this stuff got, like, any advertising or anything. Like, I didn't see it anywhere.
Pretty much
no,
nothing.
yeah.
This stuff was still moving off the shelf. Like, you could have kept this
I saw
line.
one social media post advertising the new stuff.
Literally just hearsay and, like, word of mouth, bro.
Well, I think the thing with that didn't help them was that somebody mentioned this in our group chat the other day, which is something I've never really thought about until now, but they don't see their position with Thomas merch as something where they have to work back up piece by piece to where it's popular again. They just have these ridiculously high standards from when the brand sold well, that if as soon as they put something out, it doesn't sell like it did at that point, they just get rid of it and do something else.
No, I think
that's what I said. That
I think the 2025 stuff is the perfect emblematic of that, because this was always planned to be temporary stopgap. They were already working on the 2026 stuff. The 2026 stuff has been done since the start of October.
It would have been better if they just waited.
No matter how these sold, they weren't going to continue them. Like, this was always the plan.
It's like so clear what people want. Like, it flies off the shelves. Like, kids aren't growing up with Thomas anymore, and they were still buying this. Like, no one grew up. Like, no one buying Thomas toys right now for their children. Their kids didn't grow up with the CGI series because that ended like 7 years ago. Like, that was a gross over exaggeration of how long ago it ended. But
no, I think it was that.
No, not quite. Not quite. I mean, the CGI series ended in 2020. It's 2026.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. I guess it was only a mild.
For some reason, I was thinking in my head it ended in 2017, but we weren't that lucky.
I mean, let's be real. It really did end in 2017.
Yeah.
But like the thing is like Thomas will can't always has the potential to sell. Kids love their trains.
Mm-hmm.
And making there isn't the market for just toy trains isn't that fulfilled. Like, I feel like model trains are very popular, but those are way too expensive for people to like buy their kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
That's what
Like,
I'm
Thomas-
wondering now. Like,
actually, Bachman Thomas.
that's what I was wondering about when I asked like a few minutes ago. Like, are they giving the new trains magnets to connect with like mainline wooden like, I genuinely don't know. Like, do kids still play with wooden like, is that still a thing?
No.
Like,
Well,
not in
yes.
America. Yes,
They still.
but not in America.
Well, no.
Because-
More accurately, Thomas Wood killed those two. So it's like.
no, but I
Even
mean
their
wooden
quality-
train. I don't mean Thomas Train specifically. I mean,
No, I
just,
don't mean Thomas Trains. I mean Thomas Wood killed the wooden train industry completely.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
when
pretty.
Thomas
They-
Wood came out, people invested in it, and then they would go to buy Brio, and they were like, "Oh, these tracks don't connect," so they were like, "I'm gonna not buy either of these because the quality of what they started with was very low."
That used to just
so-
also be because I know that was just even if it wasn't Thomas, like that was always a thing. Like kids had wooden trains, like when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
whether it
Yeah.
was Brio, Thomas, like every kid.
Imaginarium was a huge one.
Yeah, every kid
Imaginarium,
probably
yeah.
had.
But the thing is, the most accessible one was always Thomas. Like, you could find Thomas anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
We-
It was
we
actually
realized
like
that-
pretty well priced, other than Wooden Railway.
Yeah.
Like if you buy a Big Jigs now and compare it to like one from 2017, you can see the quality difference post Thomas Wood and before Thomas Wood.
I had no
Thomas
idea that
Wood
I did
killed
not know.
everything.
I did not know that Wood killed the whole end. That's insane. I never knew that.
Yeah,
I-
kill the
I
whole
kinda like-
industry.
I like subconsciously realized that, but I didn't like put two and two together until she just said that.
Same here.
I just don't think Mattel realized it's like the big thing about Thomas merch is that like we like to collect a lot of different engines. Kids love doing that, but like
That is the entire
No,
big hook is getting a ton of it, so you can create your own stories with whatever
Yeah.
locations and characters you have,
Yeah.
whatever they
Like,
make.
I don't want a million different Thomases. Like the new push along range, it sold like hotcakes, but they sold like 4 characters. If they made like even double what they had, their profits would have doubled. Like
what,
like
what these
Can
ranges
you
need the
imagine
most of,
Edward in that style?
what these
Edward
ranges
in that-
need the most
No.
of, like,
Edward in that
Cause-
style would have sucked.
because like Duck and
I don't
Scotsman
think
are
so.
pretty emblematic of this.
In the push,
Wait.
oh, are you talking about in the push along style? I was thinking Trackmaster.
Oh,
Well,
sorry, yeah, I
both.
meant push.
Yeah,
along. Well, you said
Trackmaster 5
4.
would have sucked.
You said 4 because when you said 4, I thought you were talking about push along because push along had 4.
Oh, I
What?
guess I was just speaking about the range in general.
Yeah, because
the-
motorized
the-
it had
I-
they had 7.
They had
Say
7.
again?
Yeah, but like, it's not that hard to make more characters. Like,
I know.
if
What-
they had
I'm
put,
gonna
like,
say-
slightly more time in it, made engines like 1 through 7, even like not even like 1 through 11, 1 through 7, they would have sold like hotcakes. Maybe even release Duck in America because that's like the biggest market for it.
I'm
Oh my
gonna be
God,
honest.
Yeah, I know that was such an inept
I
decision
think
on their
even
part.
even if they stopped what was selling and they made a new range that was absolutely terrible, I think that all a range really needs to succeed is a good variety, like a solid track plan, like a solid track layout, like not just like a single set, like expansion
The
packs.
track variety.
Like yeah, you need like a good layout plan, a good character variety, and it just to be functional. And I think even
Yeah.
if the toys are like total dookie, I think it would somewhat sell if they had those 3 things. But
I think
My favorite thing to do. Hang on, Ethan. My
go
favorite, because I volunteered at a train station, and like kids constantly bring in Thomas toys, and my favorite thing is like they're always so excited to show like the workers who they brought in, like because it's usually their favorite character, and I love to observe like what weird characters people bring in. Like one time a kid brought in Duck, like a Trackmaster. Hit Toys. It was Hit Toys. I made sure to track Hit Toys Duck. Another time, a kid brought in a Take Along Donald and asked to put it on the model train layout, and I took a picture for them. Another time, a kid brought in Theo. My favorite one is the kid who brought in a Take Along D199. Like every character is gonna be someone's favorite. But
Didn't you say
Mattel-
someone brought in a Wooden Railway smudger?
Yes, that did happen.
I remember that story.
This
Kid-
stuff has got to be
every-
hand-me-downs. Like
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I don't think they went out of their way to buy them, but
Mm.
every character is gonna be someone's favorite. So like having, like I think Duck and Scotsman were like really good examples of what the range should be doing, is doing more niche secondaries. But oops, that
Yeah.
range only gets 7 characters, and Duck doesn't even hit outside of the United Kingdom. Great
Like you
job,
mentioned,
guys.
Hazel, as a kid, even though he stopped appearing after season 5, I was all over Boko. I fucking loved Boko when I was little. He was my favorite character for years.
Smudger was like that for me. Like people say like the popularity poll or whatever was fans rigging it, but no, people love Smudger.
People
but
do
you know
love
what?
Smudger. Everybody loves Smudger.
You know what my favorite engines when I was younger was Big City Engine. When I saw him, like the take and play version at Toys R Us, I scooped him
Yes,
up.
bro, I love him too.
dude, my favorite
Bro.
as a kid was Duke, bro. I wanted all his toys.
I think kids
My
are
favorite
like
was
honestly
Percy.
more inclined to like weird niche characters because then it makes them feel more unique.
But I
Yeah.
feel like that's the appeal of like a train line, like having different varieties of trains.
Yes.
And they kept doing like I don't know, like the experimental engines. They did those instead of doing like more iconic trains, because I feel like that is more appealing to like different markets than like Theo's basis. And like I know you just said like Theo was like someone's favorite, so now I feel bad for saying that. But I feel like if they made like, I don't know, like what's like a famous engine that hasn't been made in Thomas for some reason? I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Like
I'm
Elements
just gonna,
Coronation.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Elements Coronation is
That
a good
is a
show.
great example.
That is
Like-
like the number one I always think of.
Like they could make a
That would make this
character
happen.
out of a coronation, and it would probably sell like pretty well.
Yeah. Like doing
I'm gonna-
doing Ryan out of the N2 was a great idea if he had more good
Yeah.
toys, or if he had any
He's a
good toys
gorgeous
really.
looking engine.
I'm gonna say
But the
another
N2 is very
one.
popular.
I'm gonna say another one, even though like a popular trains OC has used this basis that surpringly hasn't been used officially, like the 8Fs. Like I'm surprised that hasn't been a
Yeah,
Thomas
the 8Fs
character
is
yet.
another one. That's huge.
I'm going to circle back kinda to like how Mattel like I'm gonna basically give them a basis for how to make a good Thomas range, and unfortunately I'm going to use one of their ranges as an example, but the range just kind of sucked. And I'm going to give like an explanation as to why I think it's a good basis. I think a good like starting point for making a Thomas range is like very similar to how they did the like 2022 Wooden Railway. Like they had a pretty like I would say like what they did in the first 2 years, like the first and second year
It's just
wave.
1 year really.
It was really
Yeah, that was just 1 year wave.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It was 2 waves in a year.
Okay. Well, okay, that makes it even better then. Like they had like 14 characters, I want to say.
Yeah, and they cut them some slack.
Something
They
like
had
that.
Terrence and the All Engines Go guys were planned, but they got
Yeah,
shelved at the last minute. So like
Yeah.
in an ideal,
And they
If
had
they
a
stuck
decent
with
amount of sets. And like, as someone who like, I don't collect Wooden Railway. Like, I have like some of the '90s models. So like, I have everything from that range. And like,
Yeah.
like
I
making
think.
it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think if they just stuck with the momentum, and like year 2, you get like Paxton, Duck, Merlin.
Like
I also
Salt
think
and
those
Salt
were just
Salt.
generally. I also think those toys were just generally too expensive to succeed at that time. Like,
That's
Well,
true.
I would
Yeah.
say a better range
They were
to
way too
start with
expensive.
would be Diecast or Trackmaster. I feel like Diecast in particular, just because I feel like that's more collectible. Like people are more willing to spend money
Yeah.
on cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's way easier to convince people to spend $5 4 times than $20 one time.
Also,
Yeah.
Actually, this is a personal account for me as someone who was very poor and kind of still is. But you know, Take and Play was my favorite range as a kid. It was the range that my parents bought the most of, and
I'm in a very similar spot. Like Take and Play was like affordable, so like as a kid, it was way easier to convince my mom to buy me those than
absolutely.
Yeah.
Wooden-
Like I barely got any wooden frames because they were like $15 a pop, And my mom was like, "You can get this for $5 a pop," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's a great idea."
No, yeah. Toys R Us for me as a kid was like a luxury.
Yes, yeah, same. Like Toys R Us was like a once every like 6 months sort of deal.
Ethan, I'll circle back to what you were talking about with 2022 Wooden Railway.
Yes, I was just about to do that.
Said, they had the perfect starting basis here because, like, let me try to remember. Like Wave
Iconic
1,
I have them all here. They had engines 1 through 7.
Good.
They had let me actually just pull these out.
Well, like distinctly like Wave 1 and Wave 2.
Emily's Hero. Like they had basically every major iconic character bar like Salty.
Mm-hmm.
And Harold.
And Harold.
Yeah, they were.
And
Harold's a weird.
Is there actually no
I
Harold?
wasn't even thinking road vehicles, but like yeah.
Yeah, so like they started out in like early 2022 with Thomas Percy, you know, Gordon James, and then I think Nia was up there, Rebecca, Hero.
No, the original plan was to do a split of, I think, 5 each in each size class between the 2 waves, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like the first wave
And
was
then,
just Thomas, Percy, Edward, or not that. Thomas, Percy, Gordon, James, Diesel, Rosie. And that was it.
Yeah, anyway,
and then Nia, Rebecca, Hero, Kevin came out a couple months after.
Yeah,
and then the rest basically hit at the same time.
Yeah, like Wave 1 was weirdly split in 2.
I like I'm not even like a collector of Wooden Railway. I got all of them because, you know, they had like a very good distribution. They were very easy to get all the characters. That's not true for their newest range, which I would have loved to collect that more if it was more accessible. Like I wanted Duck, but I could not justify shipping him from the UK.
Yeah,
exactly.
That was so weird. I feel like waves are just doing it in waves is just like very inefficient, honestly.
The marketing was better in terms of the packaging. Like you could, like it felt very classic how they displayed the layouts on the boxes. Like the character selection was very, very good. Like I could get you could make a series out of these. Like you couldn't do that with the 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think that's a good basis because Thomas videos are like 50% of the drive for
at this point it's probably more than that. Like where else would you find Thomas content?
I would say that making video video creation and also quality merch are like the 2 driving forces between the Thomas brand being successful. And when you I would say what these were missing was quality merch. Like not all the characters looked as good as the other ones, and they were in general lower expectation wise than we've come to expect from Wooden Railway. But what I'll say is if they had the character selection of 2022 Wooden Railway and the quality of the 2025 range, I genuinely think it's possible they could pull 2013 numbers.
That could have been a powerhouse.
That and that's without considering both of these ranges sold well, and they both sold without a television series to promote them.
Mm-hmm. Also another huge thing that Wooden Railway got right, at least in their first steps, were locations. Because Wave 1, you got Tidmouth Sheds, and then Knapford Station, and Knapford Station also gave you another incentive to buy it because you had Annie and Clarabelle there as exclusives.
True.
And then Wave 2 brought in Brendan Docks with Cranky and Bulstrode, and they were gonna have Terrence at the farm, like that lineup already for a year 1. That's 4 huge locations. They're all very iconic and important, in the show. That's a really good starting lineup. Plus, they had 2 expansion packs and a figure 8 set. And then you look at 2025, and they only made 1 set.
Yeah. It was horrible.
I know it was not a good set.
It's okay. It's very gimmicky. It's meant to be Vickerstown Station, but that doesn't come across because it barely looks like it.
And where would a kid even see that in 2025? It's not in the
right. They don't know what Vickerstown is.
Vickerstown
is in the reboot. To be fair,
like they wanted Vickerstown to be a big thing. Like, they made a big deal out of it in the Great Race and the show afterward, but like it
That
never
was
really
10 years
got
ago, yeah.
anything other than Wooden Railway back in the day.
Yeah,
I-
it's
yeah.
which was
I
only
feel like
around
you
for a
Like the
year
single
before.
push-along set.
The thing is, at this point, Thomas fans are so starved to spend their money that they will buy anything if it's quality. So like,
Yeah.
why not just give them what they want? Like they give every other merch brand that they make for what they want, like almost exactly. Like I feel like Hot Wheels fans are usually pretty satisfied with what comes out.
Yeah.
I can't think of any Barbie fans, but I would have to assume the same with how well it sells.
I think the only thing I change about like the Wooden Railway 2022 starting roster, like I'd still make these characters, but in a year too. Like I think each size class needs, for lack of a better words, a glove shido. Like how Duck and Flying Scotsman are like a lesser known character. In
Yeah, I think that's
like
smart.
replace Kenji and Kevin in year one with like I don't know. I'm trying to think of
Duck's the
one
obvious
funny.
choice, right? Duck, Harvey, I saw thrown around.
Well, no, I think
If you wanted to claim.
yeah, I think Duck's fine. I was trying to go more obscure for the funny. Let's just say D199 and Dennis. I don't know, something like that. Not literally
Yeah,
that,
people
but
will
something
eat that
along that energy.
If you look at this promo image of everything in year one, and like look at the layout you can make, look at the track variety, look at how there's like 15 characters on the layout, and look at how you've got 3 iconic destinations tiered together.
And let's,
It's
Yeah, like
Like,
every
it's
It's the
Thomas
perfect
fan,
blueprint.
you can watch like 2 episodes of Thomas and recognize these locations.
yeah, like
Like,
all of them.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is like
And most of the characters too.
and
Mhm.
you have to consider this isn't even the full planned year one because there was going to be the farm, the free all engines go
I
guys,
know.
and the train table that never
But
happened.
even what came out like was a very good blueprint, Ethan. I think you
Mhm.
made a really good point with that.
Yeah,
'cause,
for
like,
sure.
this is like
And again,
other
it all
than-
comes down to
other than
those.
this newest range. I think this is the best selling, right, of recent years.
No, actually,
It
it's one of
didn't
the
sell
worst.
very
No, it
well.
kind of flopped. It kind of flopped.
Really?
It flopped. Yeah, it did flop. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why
it's
it's out
coming out
of
of my
production now. They
It's-
stopped producing these.
I know, but like
Ranking-
I thought like
ranking
when they
the-
actually-
Ranking the Mattel successes, I'm pretty sure from order from best to worst, it is TM2, All Engines Go Motorized, the 2025 stuff somewhere either above All Engines Go Motorized or under it. I don't know for sure.
Oh, okay, hold on. Just to clarify, like, I don't like does TM2 counting its like 7-year run because I don't feel like that's a fair comparison.
Yeah, I mean it's not because it is the longest lasting, but it is also their most successful. Like even
Probably,
even
per year?
even year
Like,
even per year, like even 2014, that was their most successful range.
really?
That was
And, like,
more
all the
successful
brands-
than.
It was like the first real redesign. And
Wait,
people
are
were,
you
like,
saying
kind of
are
excited
you
for it.
saying TM2 was more successful in 2014 than the wooden stuff?
Yep.
That's
I
insane.
mean,
Okay,
just look at
I
what
did
a-
not
look
know
at what
that.
the brand was in 2014 versus 2022.
Yeah, think about
though.
the brand in 2014.
Like 2022, All Engines Go had just hit the second tower. Like it was not looking great.
Yo.
Yeah, like well, even then, All Engines Go Motorized is
Oh.
one of their more successful
Yeah,
ranges.
wait, but we're comparing Wooden Railway. I thought like Wooden Railway in 2014 was selling worse than Trackmaster in 2014.
Actually, I
Probably,
don't
yeah,
think that
because
the
Trackmaster.
I don't think the
I would
decline
have
for
to say,
Wooden
yeah.
Railway, the Wooden Railway, happened until 2015. But also
Like, you
TM2
don't-
also only started halfway through 2014, so it kind of
Because like
balances
remember,
out.
Trackmaster 2. Trackmaster
so I
was
wouldn't
plastic,
count
and you
I
could
wouldn't
get it
count
in Walmart and Target.
I wouldn't count 2014 for Wooden or like the decline of Wooden Railway sales was already starting in 2014, but it really hit in
Yeah.
2015, which was when TM2 actually like started. Like 2014 was just like a one wave kind of deal.
2014 was like their soft launch, like beginning
Like
blueprint.
like how the 2025 range is technically getting 2 waves in 2026, but that's still like one fiscal year.
You know, even looking back, like Trackmaster 2, regardless of how bad everything looked, they still started out with a good character variety and like location variety.
I disagree. Well, kind of. I think it's
Location
ridiculous.
variety, I guess, is worse, but like they still had a good
No,
amount
I
of
mean
sets.
characters. It took 2 years to make Toby. That's ridiculous.
True, but I'm saying like their starting range was not half bad. Like you had engines 1 through 6, Diesel 10, Spencer, Hero, Diesel. Were there more?
Scruff.
Was that it?
Scruff.
Oh yeah, Scruff,
Samson,
Scruff,
Flynn.
and Flynn.
Well,
those were
regardless,
2015.
even if it
Those were
was
2015.
regardless, it all
Freddie and Fisher
still
were wave 1.
it all still comes down to those big things. Like that's all you need. You need a variety and a solid track plan,
Exactly.
like a good layout, and then
Yeah, because
Yeah, and there were a lot of sets. in
And
Track
for
Packs and
all of
Track
those
Masters, too,
things to-
especially in those first couple years.
and third of all, for all of those things to be accessible, like
because
easily.
TM2 had consistent characters dropping, consistent sets dropping, destination pieces like individual track pieces and track packs you could buy.
Individual
And truck
destinations
packs.
are another huge
Individual
key.
truck packs you could buy.
That was big too. They really shouldn't have stopped that.
Yeah, rolling
I
stock.
loved those. when I
Rolling
was
stock
younger.
just stopped being a thing in every range after a certain
Yeah,
point.
pretty much.
Like, and that's so
Yeah.
much of it. That's like half the appeal of trains lost. Like in that, like you. I feel like
You
it
can't make
should-
a long train.
Yeah, like, and I'm
Yeah,
not
man.
talking, and I'm not counting like how Trackmaster singles have like a truck and like that doesn't count. Like you have to have like an actual variety of like stuff you can pull, like,
Mhm.
and we obviously that's not going to happen with the new range because it's magnetic. So,
Yep.
I don't know.
And also, like, looking at Trackmaster Push Along as an example here, they had, like, as in for rolling stock, I'm pretty sure they deadass just had Annie and Clarabelle, and then, like, the Troublesome Truck, and then I think
And the-
one other generic faceless truck and a flatbed.
It's abysmal.
giraffe
It's
car.
terrible.
Yeah,
The
the
giraffe
giraffe
car.
car I'm saying. The giraffe car and the present car from those multi-packs, those are the same truck. Like, they made, I think, 5 pieces of unique rolling stock in that entire 4-year run.
Yeah, it's bad.
That is inexcusably
And
bad.
I think
Yeah.
that
That is- I
started
think
as
that's the worst
early.
it ever got.
I think that started as early as like Fat Magnet Temp, like back in.
Oh yeah, there was like,
like-
no rolling stock for that. Like
Yeah, it
oh
was
my-
just, like, again, it was Annie, Clarabelle, Toad, Troublesome Truck.
Hector,
Even Toad was
Scrap
like on the
Monster,
truck. I forgot about the Scrap Monster.
Hector.
I forgot they made Hector, too.
I also think
don't even-
the more I think about that, I think a part of that might be like, other than the Troublesome Truck, like, do they think that rolling stock won't sell if it's faceless? Like,
Yes.
Is-
I mean, to be fair,
To be
I
fair,
think
that's
that's
probably
partially
right.
true.
Yeah. I
no,
feel
but
like-
I'm saying
but
even
you
if
want
that is true, like, just make trucks with faces. Like, give.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to
Yeah.
act. It does not need to be in the show to like. You can give a random piece of rolling stock a face, even if it's not like
Yeah,
that
think
in the
about, like, the
show.
Wooden Railway recycling car.
Yeah,
Also, to be fair, like Take and Play had even around Magnets had a bunch of multi packs with like flat cars and the cement
Yeah,
load.
just flatbeds, nothing else.
The Gator pack, the Gator and Mysterious Cargo trucks.
Yeah.
They had multiple troublesome trucks.
they used to have
I didn't
take and
even
play
look at
Gator
3
pack,
packs.
those were faceless.
They used to have take and play 3 packs with like an engine and rolling stock, and
Those were
that-
so good. And they
Events-
were always like special engine variants too.
yeah.
We almost
I
got
like
we got
that era
almost
where
got
they made, like,
no-face
clip-on
Edward, though.
pieces
That would have
as
been
well.
so hard.
Yeah. I need to send the thing we found that was undocumented earlier.
Oh, you do.
Oh yeah, we'll
Yeah,
probably do that as our thing to wrap up because we are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
like
like one last item I want to shout out before we go.
We almost forgot what this episode was about.
I didn't. Hang on. So
So
I want to send this. This is like this weird, like this is like
I've
a
never
pullback
seen
range
this.
that Fisher Price made, but then they made a set, and so these didn't have
Wait.
couplings normally. These did not have couplings, but Percy, like they redesigned the Percy chassis to give them one, and then all of this like extra accessories. This is just like Hit Toy Company Trackmaster reuse.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the tunnel from.
Yeah, that tunnel from the Thomas at Tim the Shed set. That's the dinosaur from like the dinosaur museum piece. That coal hopper was used in several sets. It's so weird, and this is like Fisher Price made too, using like all these years old toolings.
That's so. Can Percy even fit through that tunnel?
I think so because there's no track.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like he's pretty wide.
Yeah, but like they were just reusing like Trackmaster stuff for this weird like baby like pullback range.
That's so funny.
And I'm pretty sure Percy was the only one they ever gave a coupling to.
I believe that's correct.
Really interesting.
There might have been a James, but I might be making that up.
Hazel, what was the one you were gonna send? Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, in a very similar vein, we were talking about. Do you remember the My First Thomas range with like the Red Rosie? I think that was the actual
Oh
first
yeah,
Red
Railway
Rosie.
Pals. Railway Pals.
Yeah, Railway Pals. Well, it
Hate
came
those
up
things.
in a server I'm in, and someone sent a Walmart listing to something that's not on the Thomas wiki for. It might be now. It probably was added because an admin is in that server, so I think it's been added now. But like we found the Walmart listing for this toy, so I'm gonna send the listing. This is dog shit, literally, because there's a dog on
I'm
it.
also gonna document it just in case it gets deleted before.
Oh no, that's a tiger. I'm stupid.
Before this.
Oh no, there's a dog on. There's a dog on one side of the tiger.
What the heck?
Wait, let
Now
me
this
see
toy has a factory. Toy has
Oh,
an inconsistency on the box.
Is this not a
This is
thing that was
awful.
released? I swear I've seen. I've
There's very similar packs, but I've never seen this one.
I haven't either.
And like it wasn't on the wiki.
It was not.
huh.
I just sent a picture of it here just so Noah. I'm assuming Noah's gonna go through this while editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To, like, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
I was,
really weird.
I'm not watching this. Just kidding.
I'll probably throw it on back as backward noise like I
Wait, so
do.
does it play like? I'm assuming it plays music with those keys or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because there's music notes on Thomas.
Okay.
That's what I-
Railway
Parles is just a bizarre range in general. Like, yeah, sure, let's make
It's
Charlie.
so
What
weird.
the hell?
And the big-
Yeah, they made-
wait, when did this
a
come
lot
out?
of characters.
2017 for 2019. Or actually 2017
What the
for
hell?
2020. Correction.
And Flynn
They
and Charlie
made-
were already they were well irrelevant by this point.
Yeah.
They made
But again,
Owen.
Charlie was purple and Flynn was fire truck. They made Thomas, James, Percy, Emily, Rosie, Charlie, Yang Bao, Diesel, Flynn, Harold, and Owen.
Young
bro, that's a
Bowers.
bigger variety than we get
No.
in the main ranges now.
I
Like,
know.
that's more-
Yeah,
that's-
you look at
That's more than motorized this year got.
That's funny.
That
These
is
toys
yeah.
got
That's
overrided.
actually sad.
these are so ugly.
They
I hate these
definitely-
toys.
I found Diesel and Harold at a thrift shop years ago, and I bought them. They were like $1 each. I have them somewhere in my closet. I kind of regret that, but still,
well,
I guess it's interesting to have for the collection at least.
too bad we have to end on such a low note. But
Yeah, fact.
anyway, I think that went well. Our first episode.
I agree.
We
Thank you all
will
for
pick this
listening.
up.
I actually hate Luke, so I think this went
Yeah, I
poorly.
hate you too.
Yeah, I was impressed with you guys, like how well you pretended, like being friends. But yeah.
Crazy.
Thank you for tuning into this first episode. If you somehow watched the whole thing, we're gonna pick this up in the next episode. So thank you all for watching, and anything anyone wants to say before we close out, say it now or hold your peace.
Toys are cool, except Railway Pals. I hope Railway Pals never comes out again.
You know what? Just to spite you, I hope it does come back.
You're a monster.
Yo, bad timing, but someone just posted on YouTube. There's a new Railway Pals item. So
Tom Lucas.
why is everyone laughing?